You know, my first thought for today, I don't know why, but my first thought has very specifically been having short hair has been super convenient because I can cut it myself and I don't have to go to the haircut store or the haircut place or anything like that. I I I don't know why this is specifically what I was thinking this morning, but here we are. Anyways, hello everybody. Hello. Good morning. Happy Sunday. I have some interesting developments that I want to talk about today at the start of this stream. So first of all, last stream we didn't exactly have a ton of people running trains. So we're just starting off in the middle of a day. we're just we're still here in Cochrane where we left off, and nothing has changed. There is no interchange service. There is no Easter Bunny. There is no Tooth Fairy. There is no Queen of England, and there is no finished work for the day. So today's session, we're going to be hopping around to a bunch of different switching areas, and we are going to be finishing up last week's session. But another more exciting thing, I've announced this in the Discord, but I figure I should probably bring it up here on stream, on YouTube somewhere. I don't have jury duty. They canceled the trial last Monday. I didn't mention anything about it because I wasn't certain. You know, sometimes you get scammy emails that are like, oh, you don't have to do the thing, or you have to do the thing, or whatever, you know, and part of me was skeptical because I've had a couple of those scam emails recently. But well, it was the thumbnail of the Lesser Highland locomotive, was it? I honestly couldn't tell. I knew it was a 440, but I thought that was a picture that was taken before we sold off the 440 on this save, and I'm like, well, we might as well get it over with, right? We might as well get that one out of the way so we never have to use it again, because we don't have a 440 on this save. I guess I didn't notice that it was just Lesser Highland, my bad. It's a pretty little picture, though. I like how that picture looks. I'm going to be sort of like moving around and scouting every location that I can to see how they're holding up. Robinson's Gap definitely needs some extra time. How's Bryson? Bryson is probably a dumpster fire right now, right? Bryson is probably the place we need to sort out. It could be worse, That's not a terrible amount of cars. Okay, well, right now it's not. Maybe there's something over in West Bryson? Oh yeah, now that's more like it. Heyo, Mikey, welcome to the stream. Do you have any HO engines? I technically don't, but my father does. Recently, I was thinking of picking one up because there are some HO locomotives from Railroader that you can buy in HO, you know? There's some HO locomotives that you can buy in HO. Yeah, like you're gonna buy them in N scale or something. It's the random spare H6 of the coal mine. Well, somebody's gotta wait so we can pick up the coal immediately. Dude, imagine seeing the random H6 sitting out here in the Cochrane passing sign. You guys probably know on the Discord, I recently got an H9. Yeah, we were actually planning on adding the H9 to our own server, but we didn't really have the time. I've been distracted this week, obviously because of my birthday, but there's also been some other weird chicanery going on. But we're thinking of replacing one of our locomotives with an H9. Just haven't got around to it yet, you know. You heard the news that the H9 Connie has been released despite all doubts after the leak? Yes, I have heard as such. I've seen as such. I planned on installing such. I did not install such, but I planned on it. That counts for something, right? Okay, well, what do we got here? Bunch of stuff to Southern Chemical. Split appropriately between tracks R1 and R2. Couple to Bryson Steam and Electricity, PW1. Some to R1, and then Miller Electronics and Smoky Mountain Mining Supply. Why don't you sell one of the H6s, and then for exchange you can get an H9? And that was one of our considerations, but we're also currently thinking of either selling the C55 or the K35. Those are the other two engines we're considering right now, because the K35 is kind of weak and kind of isn't doing as much as it used to, and the C55, like the, you know, it's just another 280 that we could easily replace, you know? I double-headed an S060 and S282 in Derail Valley today. I had to double the train, and it was raining. It started raining before I got back to the cars I left on the grade, and the extra adhesion from the 060 was barely enough. Dude, I love those sorts of experiences. Where you have everything under control, and then life throws you a curveball, and you just have to roll with it. Hey, double bacon cheeseburger. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. They really need to add a larger Mikado. They really do. It'd be nice to have a USRA heavy Mikado, or even just a light mic, you know? It'd be nice to have another option for a big, chunky locomotive. I said the K35 should go, and maybe be used in a Depression-era film about a pair of hobos and a conductor. Yeah, hold on, let's get John Rarids in on this. What's a Mikado? A Mikado is a 282. I almost said a 210-2. That would have been an embarrassing mistake to make. Yeah, Mikados are 210-2, or no, not 210-2, 282 locomotives. God, I can be an idiot some days. Are you rail fan? I'd say so, yes. I'm not sure I'm like a huge rail fan, you know. I don't often go out and try and get videos and pictures of trains, but it's fun. It's good. And I am very, very much addicted to trains. It is my major personality trait. Imagine a triple X and railroader. I mean, we're gonna be getting the Virginian AE. I know it's not quite the same as the triple X, you know. It's a notably weaker, but it's it's still a very chonky little locomotive. Remember my P43? I'm retiring that thing from freight service. You're gonna be like Radio. Radio last week was talking about the tin mine that we have on this save, and how Radio's been using a P43 to switch it. Which is really funny to me, to imagine a P43 going up the Walker branch, going on the first switchback just to come up a 5% grade. This is all I can think of. Missed opportunity to call the stream Big Engine, Smaller Jobs. Honestly, I think the stream title is kind of bad today. I'm not gonna lie. I probably could have been more creative. In fact, I know I could have been, but for some reason, I didn't change it, and I'm not sure why. But, I guess I just have to live with the hubris of my own actions. Oh well. 210 for it. Yeah, hold on. Let's get what's that one engine? Texas Rail number 610. Let's get that. Throw that into the game. That would be such an interesting chonky locomotive to have, because just because it looks kind of like the P43, you know. The P43's very, very big sister. Do you have the H6? Yes, we do have 2 H6s on this save. Number 7 is currently sitting in the coal mine, where she is waiting for Robinson's Gap to fill up, which is kind of important because we also have another cut of empty cars down here in Alarka Junction. So we have a lot of freight cars to get through today. And then we also have one that's currently sitting up in Cochrane, number 8, who's kind of just sitting here, so we have an engine that's immediately ready to switch out a couple of cars of slurry over here at this mine. Which might take a while. We'll probably move number 8 and bring her back to Bryson at some point so that we can have her pick up a heavy freight back to the Whittier interchange. But right now they're both kind of idle engines. I won't be selling the P43, though, but it will make run on the mail service with the new Birdtown Industries mod I got. That is a good place to put it. I say as we have the P43 handling our passenger services for like 2 months now. As a Canadian, I have to say the Selkirks were the ultimate 210 into anything when this is anything otherwise is blatantly wrong. They're just factually incorrect. Factually wrong. Question, did the USA use the huge engines as banker? Over here we used to use 460s or 210s. Yes. The 2884 and 2882s that were built for like the Virginian and the Erie Railroad, those were exclusively for banking. I mean, we usually call it helper service here in the US, but you know, same thing, right? I also think the Virginian AEs, which were 210-10-2s, were also used as bankers. And here in Railroader, we don't have it unlocked because it requires a huge amount of ground to go to, but the 4.7% grade between Nantahala and Topton, you're kind of required to have a helper or 5 for that. Putty is doing a good job. Putty is doing a great job. She's taken over it from, what was the last engine? What was the old number 1? I don't even remember what our 440 was called. Man, that poor thing. No love, no respect. Oh yes, Eagle! The one that got killed by flying into a window 17 times and getting a massive concussion and dying. Have you tried Barkerstown? I don't think I've heard of Barkerstown. Actually, no. I don't know that one off the top of my head. Does a 210-4 arrangement have a unique name? It is the Texas type. Not entirely sure why, but it's probably something to do with Texas. On the opposite side of the spectrum, the big boys only existed so the Union Pacific didn't have to use helpers. I buy articulated so that I can not have helpers. Or you buy articulated so you cannot have helpers. I buy articulateds because I need them as helpers. We are not the same. Remember when I did that one speedrun challenge with you? Oh god, I've forgotten about that. I still need to make a video talking about just the results of that silly little challenge of ours. It's been what, like 2 months? And radio got it down to like, what was it? 23 minutes, I think was the fastest time. That was fun. Oh, that is going down the wrong track. Not that it matters, I'm backing up immediately, but... Oops. Texas, also known as the less cool Mexico. Have you seen any heritage units? I've seen a bunch of Amtrak ones. My father and I, we usually ride Amtrak to go visit family that lives out in the east. And we'll usually ride the Empire Builder cross country, and a couple of times we have actually seen, like... When we get to Chicago, we'll see them in yards, or sometimes they'll even be pulling the trains we're riding. I remember we saw the one P-42 that had Phase 3 paint on it. Admittedly, that's not the most exciting heritage unit, all things considered, but I still like it, you know? It's not the same as like a New York Central heritage unit, but it was cool. I liked it. Barkerstown is a mod that adds new industries around... Ooh, around Barker's Creek? Ooh, I might have to... You mean out over hither? Down where there's that single pulpwood spur that's completely worthless? That might be worth checking out. I mean, we haven't expanded to Silva, obviously, but I have been considering it for a while. Was the Texas better in comparison to the Berkshire? Was the Berkshire far superior? I mean, I think... hold on. Let me take like 10 seconds to focus on on switching out this industry. I assume that the Texases were stronger, but one thing I feel some people sometimes forget, I know I forget it a lot, is locomotives with longer wheelbases aren't always perfect. Like, they're great on long, flat, and straight routes, but once you get into the mountains, you know, like a 210-2 would probably not have run up this segment of track between Bryson and Hemingway, you know, with all these sharp corners, right? I get mad when I'm with what I'm about to say, but the AE is overkill as hell. Oh, we all know it's overkill as hell. I think the best example of how overkill the AE is the fact that it's on Robinson's Gap, it can pull as much weight as the G16 can on flat ground. But that's kind of part of the fun, you know? Sometimes people want a little bit of overkill, and I feel like this game is surprisingly well balanced for handling that kind of overkill. It's not perfect, of course, you know? But I feel like it's better than, than say Forwards in Line were to add the Uinta. Sorry, I'm late. I was finishing watching Star Trek the motion picture for the... You haven't watched it before? And I'm now 100% a Trekkie, as if you weren't before, TK. You say this as if this is news. Burke was better... Oop, sorry, I didn't mean to bonk my microphone. Burke was better for general freight, but Texas's were better for pulling raw materials like coal, iron, and zinc. Exactly. Burke's were better for like long mixed consists going over long distances. Hey, hello, Mudge. Welcome to the stream. I hope you're ready for some switching. Everyone's favorite. Well, let's see an H6 on a grade. Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to be running the H6 much today. Though, again, we do have those trains, those return trains we'll have to get her down, you know? We might be able to pick up an H6 later on in the stream once Robinson's Gap fills up a little more. And that'll be some time. That'll be a bit. Normally assign engines to tasks, what tasks they are good at. Like my D46 can easily handle freight trains between Silva and Bryson due to its tender not carrying much water. Also, it's just a reasonable choice for the route, you know? Like the grades are light enough that the engine can reasonably handle it. And usually the loads aren't that heavy. Robinson's Gap would like to know your location. What is wrong with the building? We don't know. This has been going on for like 2-3 weeks when the first person noticed it. It's honestly kind of funny. Just seeing that it's schlorped into the ground. I think what's happened is for some reason it's been rotated. You can kind of see... Hold on, let me stop the train before it gets out of control. You can kind of see that this quote-unquote lower part matches where these windows move back. So I think what happened is for some reason this has been rotated. And this is a consistent issue that a lot of us have noted with the with West Bryson Industries. Mudge has seen it, Nina's seen it, Radio saw it. Hey, hello, William. Hello, Sheep. Welcome to the stream. I'm doing good. It's a good Sunday. No jury duty, so we'll be returning to a regular streaming schedule, and I can actually focus on videos. And okay, maybe I shouldn't talk about that too much. I do want to keep it a little bit of a surprise, but I have got some good developments for the ON30 model railroad. I won't say what they are. I'll keep it a secret, but... I have accidentally ended up using the H6 multiple times for a lot. Andrews de Silva? Good lord. I do not envy you, Nina. The heavier the load, the stronger the engine is needed. Like coal drags with the C55 as the RLSC-1s were used on long iron ore drags. Which these yes, the C55 is a really good engine for coal drag. So I also like the H6 for them, obviously. I mean, we've got 2 H6s up past Bryson right now. Currently working on art homework that is an Art Deco poster advertising the New York Central 20th Century Limited. That is a fun little challenge to do. Lucky. If we do get an A on this server, I'm actually going to retire from the Ashland Pacific. I've got bad news for you, Trainer Player. It's highly likely we'll grab one and play around with it for a few days, but we probably won't keep it permanently. But big shiny engine. We gotta get the content. We gotta we gotta do the thing that makes people excited to watch the stream. Y'all saying the AE is too much? What about a 210-10-2? Zero Winter, the AE is a 210-10-2. Right, last week before school, I'm watching every movie featuring the Star Trek, the original series cast for the term time. Term, I can't. I was thinking terms of service because I read TOS. How many times will I make this mistake? Anyone else had an issue with Robinson Gap Coal stopping production for no obvious reason? Generally, the main reason that Robinson's Gap would stop production is because it's run out of mine supplies. So check your boxcar, see if it's got mine supplies. If it's gone, then that's probably the issue. You might have it positioned underneath the in vanilla. It can only do so much in a day. I didn't know, huh? Okay. Well, the easy solution to that is to add a mod that allows you to to just get more coal cars. We gotta make that YouTube cash. Exactly. We gotta make that money somehow. Gotta get those views. But it's not like we'd have like 7 AEs. We'd have 1 max. I don't think I would handle any more than 1 AE at a time. Heyo, Corey. Welcome to the stream. I'm using a pair of the logging mics on my main line for... Ooh. Which in my road also switches Robinson's Gap. That actually sounds kind of fun. Double heading with the logging mics. I might need an excuse to make a new playthrough now. I thought it had the same arrangement as a Big Boy. I have underestimated it. Yes, you have underestimated the chunk. Yeah, no, the AEs were stronger than the Big Boy, I think. They had like 130,000, 150,000 pounds of tractive effort, somewhere in that range. And if they were running simple mode, they could go up to like 170 to 190,000. They were absurdly strong. I assume they give the miners breaks or something similar. OSHA, never heard of her. If there is one route that could be a challenge, the San Diego and Arizona Railway, challenging grades between San Diego and Yuma with the breathtaking Carrizo Gorge. I assume that would have a bit of a more deserty visual style to it. Gilded, that could be fun. That could be a neat... Man, there's so many neat ideas, but who knows when we'll finally get something. OSHA? More like OSHA, you know? I am stealing that budge. I am using that joke for the rest of eternity. There's also a mod that gives you more sightings of the coal mine. It is really useful. It is. I personally haven't gone for it. I'm not sure why I haven't... Oh, I remember why I haven't gone for it. It looks kind of weird, you know? It's a little jank. Especially with the big cliff faces, you know? There's a smaller one now. Oh, right, there is, isn't there? Well... Mudge, get me... I want a review of that mod on my desk by tonight at 9 p.m. Remember that time I said I was going to buy the H6? Well, the H9 came out. Why not get both, Train Applier? That's what we're going to do. Try and run the whole map with tier 5 with just the A. Oh god, you know, I'm sure somebody's going to try and do that. I'm certain of it, and it's gonna be really interesting at Robinson's Gap, or not Robinson's Gap, sorry, Red Marble, just to see them sort of struggle on the grade. Because I feel like at Red Marble, you're probably gonna have to leave some cars behind for Nantahala and do like... You're gonna need to worry about the little cordwood interchange up there. More fuel plus more power. Doesn't the H9 have less power, though? Isn't it like 68,000 pounds of tractive effort versus 77 for the H6? Ooh, hello, Monsieur Passenger Train. Have you ever heard of the famous Virginian and Ohio Model Railroad? Isn't that the one with the blue diesels? That's a big coal hauling line. They're selling HO and N-gauge rolling stock in the model railroad and a few other model railroads out right now. I'm not too surprised. I mean, you know, the Gory and Defeated has had basically its own fan base and cult following for years. It's only a matter of time till others pick up the pace, right? Remember the RS3 mod? Probably a lot of work has been done on that mod since we last saw it. Didn't the guy say that every time somebody asked for a progress report, he was going to delay the mod by 1 month or something like that? And didn't people, like, ask him enough to delay it by 200 years or something like that? Something really silly. I doubt that's actually what's going to happen, but it's always funny to hear that, you know? I've got to finish cleaning. See you guys around. Alright, take care, JHR. Take care. Go commit actually good-looking room. And thank you for reminding me. I hate you for reminding me. Why have you done this to me? You've forsaken me. Gonna play some Minecraft while watching the stream, but enjoying a single-player world recently. Rebuilding a village to have a river port and, of course, a train station. One of these days we'll reopen the Minecraft server, the Minecraft channel. For supporters. One of these years. I don't know why, I've been hearing a lot of people talking about Minecraft recently, though, just in general. I mean, I know there was the new update. It's not the most exciting update ever, but, you know, there was something recent. Something cool, I guess. I'm playing some good old RuneScape while watching. Hey, you know, hey, if I'm background noise, that's perfect. That's what I do with other YouTubers all the time. I totally understand. You might want to buy a few models, trains off the website, and I'll post a link in your Discord. I'll check it out later. I mean, I am an ON30 modeler. I'm not exactly sure there'll be a lot for me to explore there, but I could probably show my father a thing or two, you know. And I do have some N scale. I could embrace the N scale experience. Pretty sure a lot of people are going to whine to me saying I didn't get the H6. I doubt it. Like, the fact is, it's your railroad, run your way, you know? Everybody gets to choose how they want to handle their own stuff. In before people start complaining that other people don't use the H6. Or not the H6, sorry, the Virginian AE. Heyo, PS4 Farmer, welcome to the stream, welcome to the stream. I do vaguely remember, yeah. I saw Stream 2, and I'm like, yeah, it is Stream 2, because last week we didn't finish the stream. I'm like, oh wait, you're not talking about the long day stream title. I'm stupid. The train update coming never. I mean, they are updating minecarts a little bit in the recent snapshot, if any of you have seen that. You can make cooler roller coasters now. You can actually launch minecarts off of slopes. Recently moved my GG1 poster and North Coast Limited poster over to where my train table is so I can put some new posters where they were. Probably going to get a 2001 Space Odyssey poster. See, the big brain thing, Celestial, is if you can somehow integrate the posters into your train table. If you can make it so either they're like hanging off the edge of the train table or the scenery on the edge of your train table, on the back of your train table, works up to the posters and helps frame them better. Instead of saying streamathon, do stirremathon. You know, I would, but I'll probably forget about that because the next streamathon is going to be in a little under a year, but almost a year. Considering my luck, I'm going to be an idiot and completely neglect that joke. No, I'm not texting and driving a steam train. What are you talking about? I'm not so irresponsible. Please do not look at the CCTV footage in the cab of the engine. Don't they want to make the other types of transportation more viable late game compared to the Elytra? Yeah, exactly. I think the speed increase to the, brain is not braining, hold on. The speed increase to minecarts is a good way to do that, because minecarts do take quite a bit of investment, right? You gotta actually build the route, compared to an Elytra where you just get fireworks and farm them forever. And I think that makes it an interesting and good, decent alternative, right? I like that. I'm kind of excited for the change. Got it posted on your Discord channel, and also the fellow on the website, is looking for model railroaders to expand the number of fictional model railroads rolling stock. That's nifty. If I remember correctly, minecarts can only become faster due to a command. Yeah, unfortunately, it's just a command, but that's still a huge change, you know? A huge jump. Minecarts are good for dedicated routes that you usually go between, like your home and a mob farm or a village. Exactly. They'll be better for dedicated... Hold on, headlight. I need to fix that headlight. There we go. It'll make them better for dedicated routes, while Elytra will still be better for exploring new areas, and of course for flight. Flight is just fun. As somebody who does not do airplanes, flying is fun. Modded, you say? Yeah, we've been running modded for like a month or two now. I mean, look at this, for instance. Look at this building over here that is clipping into the ground. That's something you won't see in the base game. And for good reason, admittedly. But don't forget, when you get Minecraft back up on your end, sir, you better install the Minecraft train mod. I mean, we had Create installed. Unfortunately, I think what we're going to wind up doing, though, is we might be able to get away with adding Create again, but I need better moderation tools. Because last time what happened is somebody blew up someone else's base, and we basically had zero evidence of who did it. We had some sort of circumstantial evidence, but nothing that actually proved any one individual. So, Create trains were a lot of fun, though. They were a blast. Kind of miss building them. Y'all think I should give my dog a single linguine? Just give a dog a noodle. A singular noodle. It'll be like a strip of Pocky. it'll be like that one scene from the Disney movie where the two dogs are just slurping down that one noodle and approaching each other at uncomfortable speeds. What's a Bologna base between friends? Oh, it's even better, Amstrains. It wasn't between friends, it was between internet acquaintances. Unidentifiable internet acquaintances, no less. Where's Mudge in this area? Over in the yard. Okay, I got nothing to worry about. If you do add create, make sure to also add create Steam and Rails. It expands the functionality. Yeah, we did have create Steam and Rails. My only complaint about create Steam and Rails is it did not work with shaders, and the tracks looked terrible. I hated that. Boop. Boop, 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 boop. Advice taken. Dog has eaten the linguine and made a cute noise like the cutie patootie it is. You know, hold on. Let me give Durian a single linguine. Let me give my cat a single piece of pasta. Our unidentifiable internet acquaintance is the best kind of friend. Yeah, exactly. Just make sure you add the air quotes around the term friend. And make sure you emphasize the air quotes. I'm resting after rolling over a four-wheeler over... Oof. Ooh, yikes. Yeah, no, go get some rest, Sneck. That is rough. Heal up, my guy. Since you're all talking about pasta, you're making me hungry for spaghetti and meatballs. See, personally, I think my favorite pasta dish, aside from mac and cheese, I'm not counting mac and cheese here, I eat that way too much. I think my favorite pasta dish is, like, spaghetti with marinara sauce and a little bit of Parmesan. And some, what is it, I can't remember the term for it, but it was like a slice of chicken on the side. A very big, not a slice, a big chunk of chicken on the side. Now I want to go eat Olive Garden. You're welcome! Unlimited breadsticks. Oh wait, hold on. I'm running down the wrong track here. Oops. I'm too blinded, sort of trying to read chat and juggle the game. Oops. Chicken parmesan? Yes, chicken parmesan. I don't know why I pronounced chicken as if I was trying to say chick, like SH, instead of CH. But you know what? I'm gonna do that from here on out, and you guys can't stop me. I don't know why, but I've somehow had better luck with wither skeleton skulls from wither skeletons than I have with getting ender pearls from endermen. TK, I misread that as Whittier skeletons, and I'm like, what the heck? What kind of Halloween mod are you playing? I got very confused for a second there. I'm literally eating. Ooh, lucky, unlucky, eating linguine and chicken parm right now. The best pasta, not including mac and cheese, is obviously mac and cheese. Oh, dude. This reminds me of a random question that I asked my friend last night. We were talking about Splatoon. I was asking him, what's the best weapon under certain circumstances? And he said, if you have to do it this way, weapon number 1 is better. If you have to do it that way, weapon number 1 is also better. I don't know why it's reminding me of that, and I'm not really explaining it all that well, but also that's partially because I don't expect you all to understand Splatoon mechanics, but something silly I thought of on the side. we need a skeleton industry. Dude, could you imagine, though, if we actually did have a skeleton industry with, like, actual skeleton models on top of the skeleton cars? You just have them, like, leaning off the side. Hanging on for dear life. You just have... But they only show up at night. It's a terrible idea, I love it. Which skeleton, though? Papyrus or Sands? You say that like we have to make a selection of only one. Why can't we do both? On the topic of pasta, pesto sauce or marinara sauce? Marinara for me. I don't really do pesto. Heyo, Portland and Astoria. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. Wish they would add new hopper cars to Railroader, as the 36-foot 2-bay hopper and the USRA 3-bay hopper isn't enough hopper car types. And the USRA 3-bay hopper is somewhat outdated, and among other things as well. We could probably use some new hopper types. Personally, I think it's okay. Admittedly, I think anything that is functional is acceptable, so take what I say with a grain of salt, but... We could have some humpback whale skeleton to give to your friends, dude. Celestial, that is the new channel merch. The entirety of a humpback whale skeleton, just a real one, not some replica. No, we're not cheapskates. We make the humpback whale skeletons by hand. Alright, let us go ahead. We can now uncouple the... Oh, right. Hold on. Let me oil my bearings before we suddenly have a burnout. Oh god, that was only a 48%. Heyo, Train Mob, welcome to the stream, We've been doing good, Life's been treating me pretty well. Camelback would be pretty cool. A Camelback would be nice. I feel like a 442 or a 460 Camelback would be a nice addition to the game. Speaking of burnout, I got my first hotbox the other day. Do hotboxes cool over time? Hotboxes need to be brought... They can only go at 15 miles an hour, or else the car will sustain damage. And you need to bring the hotbox to a repair track. And you just need to let it sit there for like 2 seconds, and then it'll be gone. It'll be done. Villagers gained a new farm plot, and we are still dealing with an iron golem infestation. We've got 6 to 7 wandering around, plus another 8 that have wandered through the nether portal. And that's a problem, TK? Come on, this is part of the experience. Kind of want to see if I can figure out how to make a version of the H6 that's a tank engine like Black Hill Central 108. Nina, you might just be able to straight up model that. I'm not sure how you would make the engine work fully, but I feel like somebody like you could probably find the plans for Black Hill Central's articulated tank engines. And actually straight up model it. I'm a garbage modeler. Hey, this could be practice for you. You're making me want to play Minecraft now. Hey, how do you think I feel, Zero Winter? Why do you think I've been commenting on maybe reopening the Minecraft server for supporters? I've seen pictures of hopper cars from the time period, and there was a lot more types and designs of hopper cars moving around North American rail systems at the time. I'm vaguely aware of this. Recently, I've been researching the East Broadtop, and I know they had 4 bay hoppers in 3-foot gauge, so I'm sure that there were, you know, tons more hopper types, but... I don't know, you know that meme of Mr. Incredible being like, food is food? All I can think of is coal is coal. I would do modding Rareiter, but I can't figure out any software to edit in Unity games. So we actually have a mod for modding Railroader. That you can actually go up here. You see this little skull, not a skull and crossbones, hammer and wrench, right? If I were to select that, it would actually open up a track modifying UI in-game. And that's how Mudge made his iron mine, how he made his brewery, how Radio made their acid place, their tin mine, their uranium mine. Actually adding the industry track to the area is a little rough, but if you just want to mod Rareiter to add like a small branch line, It's not too hard. I kind of want to mod in logos. Good luck with that. Yeah, that's the harder part. You need to use things like Blender to get the 3D model. And you need to figure out how the heck you even, paint, you know? Not paint. How you actually get it to function in game. Recently figured out how to place the buildings. That's why my brewery has buildings, unlike the Iron Mine. Maybe you should add some buildings to the Iron Mine mod. Just go back to the mod, update it, make it so the place has a little more life. I've used Blender before, I just have no idea how I'd import the model. I'm sure there are some people who can help you with that. I have no clue how to do it, but I know that there is a good modding community. Could also add some small shacks in the lake near the mine. Yeah, just add a house in the middle of the railroad tracks. So, okay, where is... Okay, number 1 is coming down from Alarka. Number 7 is still waiting. How are the logs doing today? Depends on if the modding community is willing to share the info. That is true. And I know that some modders can be stingy sometimes. I know that when I made custom maps for Railroad, I used to be a little hot-headed about that, for instance. Oh, hold on. Oh, I didn't throw the switch. I'm stupid. I'm an idiot. Back her up. Back her up. If I do, y'all are gonna have to deal with my French locomotive obsession. You want a 2662T? Too bad! Du Bousquet for everyone! All of the Myers. Railroad, we don't talk about that here on Stereo Streams. I mean, we sometimes do. The fact is, I played it for a very long time, you know? I was a part of the team for some time, too. Just because I'm probably never going to play the game again doesn't mean we can't talk about things, right? Yeah, it's no surprise. That was kind of fast, though. Okay, East Whittier Interchange. Both of these are going to the freight house. All this... Oh, wait a minute. That's going to Wilson's. You're telling me nobody's switched Wilson's today. You're telling me I get a chance. I get an opportunity to switch out Radio's industry. That's actually kind of exciting. I've never touched it before. It's a little disappointing that Radio's on vacation right now. I feel like they'd love to see me do this. Ever heard of battleship gondolas? They were built in the 1920s for moving and can carry a 100... What? 100 to 140 tons of coal? Holy cow. That's a lot. I'm impressed. Color me impressed. I'm actually incredibly surprised you pronounced that remotely correctly. I've gotten very good at pronouncing strange words. It comes with trying to be good at the English language. All right, hold on. Let's take a look at this industry. Where do things need to go? Wilson acid, hello. So the iron output is the weird one that needs to go over there. Okay. Where's the drop-offs? Okay, nitrate is way down there. Pyrite is there. Salt cake and sulfuric acid. Roger. You want to do the iron car first? Yeah, that's what I was checking for. wanted to make sure that I knew exactly what I was doing. Unfortunately, it looks like the iron output is right here on the front of this consist, which means that it's going to be easier for me to slap on the back of this engine. Everyone want to see new car types for new industries, like reefer cars full of produce, meat, dairy products, etc. for drop-offs at various house tracks, so the local grocery stores can be stocked up. You know, it would be really funny if the standard catalog of load IDs added Soylent Green to the mix. Just had a mod idea. Is there a lake anywhere on the map? Yeah, Fontana. We go out here to milepost 74 real quick. I think this is technically a lake, not a river. I'm not entirely sure, though. Oh, hey, there's also this little, like, lake over here. Also, I bonked that train too hard. Oops. I done goofed. I'm sorry, random hopper car, for I have sinned against you. Soylent Green. No, Soylent Green. Do you not know Soylent Green, Gilded? Do I have to explain the horror story? Alright, boop, boop. Hey, Voitya, welcome to the stream, Don't tell me you actually did the sulfuric acid industry. Yeah, we got it. We had it last week, but I haven't actually been able to try it out yet. So this is our first time actually switching the industry. I know somebody else switched the industry previously, but I think that was on a different save where we were just testing it out to make sure it worked okay. I've not heard of that since The Trouble with Trains 3 and still don't know what it is other than Moroccan black that has gone off. Okay, so I guess I do have to explain Soylent Green. Soylent Green, I think, is a story. It's a dystopian future where things are not so good. Things are... I don't remember the exact plot line, but I remember the story follows a detective. as he's going around trying to investigate the murders of some very important. Also, for the court record, spoiler warning for Soylent Green. Hold on, let me look it up. Is that the name of the story? I need to figure out if this is the name of the story. Okay, yes, it is the name of the story. Never mind. Basically, the big plot twist at the end is that one of the people who is helping the detective figure this out figures out the answer to why all these people are getting killed and kills himself. And then he's taken off to a fueling plant, a place where they sort of burn corpses or whatever. And in the final climactic scene of the movie, it's revealed that the main source of food for this entire universe, Soylent Green, is just reprocessed human beings. Because the world is that low on resources and materials that they're so desperate on keeping feeding the population that it's what they have to do. And so the famous line that the movie ends on is the detective screaming, "People, we're eating people," or something like that, you know? Anyways, that's the terrible "thanks, I hate it" thing of the day that will never leave your mind. I find Fontana Lake as a tourist attraction on my saves as a place for tourists to fish and canoe on the lake. The make-believe hotel or inn not too far from the station. Hey, you know, Gilded, maybe that's something that's a mod to add. Make it so Fontana has more like buildings around Almond. I looked it up, and I am glad that the things that happened in the film did not happen in 2022. Thanks, I won't be able to sleep tonight. You're welcome, Zero. You're welcome. It's not that graphic of a movie, fortunately, but... Oh, hold on, I have to... There we go, that's better. Hey, yo, Locke, welcome to the stream, welcome to the stream. We have been troubling everybody else by telling them about Soylent Green. Apparently some people in chat have never heard of that story. So we've been enlightening him. And I did not get selected. Jury duty got canceled on Monday of last week, and so I just sort of... I didn't have to do anything. I just got to sit back, relax, turn on the radio, work on a video for Monday, maybe 2 videos. Alright, we'll start by putting the Iron Hopper in its position, because then we don't have to deal with anything weird at this industry. Just get to go in and go out. That's a train that is overshot where I wanted it to go. Oops. Being a ship nerd, I was thinking of a mod for a car ferry. I have a little clone of the Père Marquette number 18. You have to load cars on and off of. Functionally, it's just a small interchange in the middle of the map. Found out about this from a comment section of a Heist Stereo Valley video where he ran a passenger train to the food factory, but heist being heist, had the cargo health to 0 on most of the passenger cars. Nice. Passenger cars, though? Passenger cars in my derail valley? Hmm? I know there are passenger cars in, like, Sandbox or something. I need to do more high-speed passenger runs in Derail Valley. It always feels fun looping the whole map before the time limit is even 10% over. Oh, that's impressive. Actually, that's concerning. Why are passengers that lenient? There's a mod that adds passenger trains to... Ooh, that adds passengers to career mode. I might have to get that. It could be fun just as a little bonus. But then again, I probably would care more about freight trains in general. Especially with me running the steam engine so much. Speaking of, we'll probably have another Derail Valley stream this week, just for the core record. If I had a nickel for every time I've encountered a lava pool in the middle of a forest, I've had 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it's happened twice. Only twice? Wow, you're lucky, TK. Alright, now we have to deal with, this mess. So it'll be pyrite, acid nitrate, salt cake, pyrite, acid out. Actually, wait, no. Everything, acid output, and then we'll do that jumbled mess. Got it. Roger, roger. Time bonuses are very generous in Derail Valley, though. Once I ran a train from the goods factory to the steel mill, the time bonus was 36 minutes, and I did it in 9 going the speed limit. I just remember that a lot of the time when I've been doing switching jobs in virtual reality, I've been actually getting really close to the time limit for the bonuses. I think I've been doing 35 minutes on a 36-minute contract pretty consistently. Admittedly, I was also running something else at the time. I was running 2 36-minute contracts at the same time, but... And also, admittedly, I am in VR, but... Need to see if that ownership and progression mod... Ooh! You telling me I could just outright purchase engine number 69 and never have to worry about her despawning? Let's go. Yeah, that still works. I might have to go for that. Because I feel like that would make my life a lot easier if I didn't have to drag around 3 steam engines to every destination. Just because I think it's funny. It's more reasonable for switching, but the freight halls basically allow for 1 colossal screw-up. Sounds about right. So where is engine number 1? Oh, I gotta get out of the main line real fast. You would start with one shunter and I think one flat car, and you had to buy other engines, etc. Oh, persistent engines in cars? Oh, so like... freight cars would not spawn. If you wanted to get a contract, you would have to bring certain car types to the destination, and then you could pick up the contract. It's actually kind of cool. I will be completely out of the way of the main line in just a moment here. I recognize that there are 2 trains in Bryson. I did not realize this. Or 1 train heading in and 1 train that is currently in. Alright, main lines are cleared, Nina. You are good for Bryson. With both the passenger train and the Alarka local. Or whatever you're driving there right now. Yep, PAX is lined for the main. I first thought you were on the main, but I realized you were now on track 2. And you are clear to approach the end of Bryson. This is kind of cursed. An H6 doing a shunting job. Oh, what do you think we've been doing all day? we actually did use an H6 to switch out West Bryson for a very short amount of time. It was really funny. Have you noticed that the progress for a future update to Beeman's GP38 on which multiple colors can be used on various parts of the engines? Let's go. Actually diverse paint jobs, zebra stripes, yes. Excuse me. I honestly prefer Dero Valley's way of having locomotives better, mostly because it allowed me to do the infamous DE2 Mega Train. The reason I don't like it is because if you ever become emotionally attached to a locomotive, you're kind of just SOL, you know? Yeah, you're gonna have to hurry if you want to get a good screenshot there, Nina. Not exactly zebra stripes, but this could be a big thing for all future mods, like passenger equipment being able to have white roofs, to steam engine smoke boxes being fully black or white. It could also, I do think it could mean stripes though, because you could have basically an option where you just have certain types of striping details. Like, dude, could you imagine a passenger car, for instance? Where's the passenger train at? Imagine if below the windows you could have a second tone, or on the windows you could have a secondary tone. And then you could have, like, window trim, a letterboard color. Admittedly, it would make it a lot harder to, like, actually paint your equipment, but it would make it a lot cooler to paint your equipment. Come on. Come on! Zebra stripes wouldn't be too hard to implement as a pseudo secondary color, you know, on the front of an engine. I feel. Generally, I remember take them around the map for a while doing various jobs, but after a while, I'm fine with parting ways. I remember doing like almost the whole map in an SO60 numbered L0000. Yeah, but I don't want to lose L069. I don't want to lose the funny number steam engine. Apparently, my nether portal was within sight of a bastion remnant, and I just never noticed. I mean, I blame the nether fog. The nether fog is disorienting. Keep calm and blame the nether fog. I usually just renumber them with the mod. That is fair. That is entirely reasonable. I know it was a bit ago we were talking about Almond, but I believe actually before the game was going to go to Andrews, there would have been a yard, maybe an interchange beyond it. Perhaps, perhaps. I think seeing a yard around Almond would have been a really cool way to handle that, but I also understand why the devs wanted to expand the line out to Robinson's Gap, or not Robinson's Gap, sorry, Red Marble. Red Marble is such a perfect endgame, you know? Oh, hey! Money! We're slowly chipping away at the debt, boys. There is a mod out now that has a loop track and not the hollow, so if you want to extend that far and not up Red Marble, that's the best mod to use. Isn't there a mod that adds a turntable, though? I think that would be better. I feel like it would fit in better with the environment than a loop would. Also, it adds an engine shed to the area. It actually adds a little storage space so you can store trains overnight all the way in Nantahala if you need to. Or just store more engines down at the bottom of the grade. And so you can have helper engines that are actually turned around and facing the correct direction. It's not working, meaning if you tried to oh, it won't work? Dang. Isn't there a Y mod? God, that Y mod looks so terrible, though. Right, is there anything left over? What jobs are there that we need to do? So we got a few cars. Yep. 2 to the Bryson Frey house, 1 that needs to get off the main line. And the main line is recently cleared. I could probably get away with that pretty quickly, since there's nobody else coming. There's a Y for Nantahala, as long as you don't mind it cutting into steep rock walls into the scenery. Those garish nightmares! We love them so much. The sheer cliffs. Just remember, this is coming from a guy that's crazy attached to all my locomotives on the Black Ring and Northern. Athena's practically my big 280 baby at this point. Don't worry, Celestial. Hypocrisy is the human condition. That's kind of funny that this engine has 14, what is it, 16 tons of coal capacity? We're never going to use that. Not in this engine. not in a million years. Also, how are the logs doing? Oh, they're almost done. They're actually pretty close. I guess we'll deal with the log hauls next. I think it's less that I don't get attached to locomotives in Derail Valley, and more that the way I run trains in Derail Valley doesn't let me keep them, and I'm just used to it now. Status quo, status quo, status quo. Sadly need to boogie. Vixen is an AI now as well towards Alarka with a Fusey. Perfect, perfect. Take care, Nina, take care. Go commit tax evasion. Struggling my way into Bryson from West Bryson. You need some help over there, Mudge? A while ago, I suggested in the Railroader Discord a milestone to expand the East Whittier coaling tower. I suggested it so I wouldn't have to worry about coal, but also for people who don't go to Silva. The way we've been handling that recently, if I could go over here to East Whittier, I think nobody's switched it out yet. We just have 2 hoppers. So admittedly, we might need to go for 3. One of them's empty and hasn't been put in the interchange, and the other one is half empty already. Not if I want to keep my house. Bah, who needs housing? Just go live on the street and become a hermit. Honestly, though, now that I'm thinking about it, I might have to move around what hoppers are going where. Because, you know, some towns have the buffer, some towns don't. How many refuel cars do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4... Wait, we only have 3? Why do we only have 3? Or 4? Where's Refuel 1001? I thought we had 5. Wait a minute. Well, I guess we're gonna have to buy another 70-tonner, huh? Just live inside the cab of a locomotive. Exactly! Go out of your way, buy one of those 35-tonners. There's 35-ton locomotives that you can pick up for the price of a car. A new car, admittedly, but you can buy a train for the price of a little bit of a pricey car, boys. It's not that hard. Don't ask me why I know this. Don't ask me why I've researched this and I know the answer to this question. Straight up, if you wanna buy a small diesel switcher, and I mean small, I mean tiny diesel switcher, it's like $35,000 USD. Alright, Mudge, I'm gonna be backing into the cars for the Bryson Freight House right now. So... yeah, the track you're going into is fine, don't worry about it. Currently playing Train Valley World, and I'm just not good enough at the game yet, I guess, to manage the time bonus star. It's like, I've connected 3 industries. How is the time bonus already half gone? How many industries do you regularly need to do, Celestial? Long cut for the interchange. It's big bucks time! Well, it might not be big bucks time, actually, because we usually split these into 2 consists. So what's probably going to happen is the consist out on the main right now is going to be hooked up with the log cars coming down from Walker. And then the consist Mudge is pulling will be its own separate yeah, God, excuse me. Will be its own separate consist. Depending on the level, 15 to 25-ish, emphasis on ish. 15 to 25 with 7 asterisks following. That was the most pathetic whistle job. Heyo, Ginger, welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. Currently printing an HO barge. Ooh. Man, I gotta learn 3D modeling. I gotta make some fun pieces of rolling stock someday. I'll buy myself a random resin 3D printer. I'll just start making ON18 equipment left and right. Make ON18 a popular scale. Weird thing is that tracks and locomotives are cheaper in this game than compared to Train Valley 2. Well, it could be that it's better balanced for the gameplay experience they're trying to cultivate, you know? I don't know. I can't words, I can't think. I can't brain, I'm just a streamer. Well, maybe there'd be a better whistle for this engine. I feel like we changed this engine's whistle every other stream, but maybe it might be time for us to change it again. Forgot to say the reason I can't do anything fast is I'm constantly struggling for the economy points. I don't know what economy points are in this context. At least you don't have the whistle list on my... I have on my save. I do not envy you. That's a little too high, a little too steep. A little too deep. A little too empty. You know, we could just do that. My weird slang for money. See, I've actually heard in some video games something called economy points. Like, they're points of progression that you expand to in the economy. Alright, I hope the logs are done by now. I have no clue. I have no idea. I have no way to check. We're going to find out together, chat. Once we get this engine pushed away. Oh, I bonked. Oops. Man, I'm really bad at getting down to the trains to actually being 5 miles an hour before we collide. I am... maybe I need to go back to training so that I don't get too complacent. I'm starting to get concerned with how hard I bonk things. And with how frequently I bonk things, no less. Training. Hey, at least it's not a stir pun. For once. Finally, I can rest easy knowing that there was no stir pun on the stream. Why the heck is number 6 facing towards the back of the shed? Who is so lazy that they didn't make Pertha face the right way out of the shed? Wow. What cowardice. I see somebody's picking up the slack. I'll leave engine number 3 here for you to put away, because I'll go deal with the logs. Are you kidding me? It's at 11.9 logs? Seriously? You gotta be kidding me, right? It needs 0.1 okay, never mind, we're good. Perfect timing. Oh, you know what? I could also probably repaint. Hold on. Let's get a new color for this engine. I want a deeper blue. I want it to have a little more tone to it. Also be a little darker. I think that's good. Green. I mean, we already got green though. We got the diesels. I'll make the lettering green. There, are you happy? Are you pleased? Does this satisfy you? Looks like a Scooby-Doo character. Scooby-Doo villain. Down to 1 locomotive because I had to sell the other one to have enough money to upgrade the other one. The brokenness saga continues. Why not just, you know, take out a loan? Problem solved. There we go, that's a better color scheme, right? Or we can go for this. Or you can just go for that, where you can't actually read what the heck it even says. Nah, we'll keep it to the default of white. Boring, but effective. That isn't a feature in this game. What game are you playing? Oh wait, right, you're playing the Train Valley 2. I'm like, I thought you were playing Railroader. But no, that makes sense, that makes sense. New game to add to the list of games to play. Train Valley World. Just so I can dunk on you. I can either show off that I'm really good at those sort of games, or I'm just show off that I'm absolutely terrible. Oop, a little too fast there. Man, quiet Sunday this week, huh? Laid back and lazy. I mean, it makes sense for a long day. Either that or chat isn't scrolling again, I'm not sure which. I'm going to make the bold assumption that chat is just quiet, though. Pax is turned around. Perfect, perfect. Get her rolling again. Let's make some money. Lazy, you say? I had to work this morning, but I overslept and was 20 minutes late for work. See, exactly. Lazy. You failed to make it in on time. Doesn't that meet the definition of lazy? No, Train Valley World isn't supposed to be realistic, but it's pretty funny my route has one locomotive and it's a streamlined New York Central Hudson. Let me guess, it's doing freight service. It's running coal drags. I was tired, but thankfully my boss didn't let me stay at work because they needed all hands on deck. Busy day, huh? So it started lazy, but it ended not so lazy. Got it. It's running unprocessed rubber trains, gold trains, and tires made from the same rubber. Close enough, right? The tires are clearly just the makeshift coal. How many logs are the gondolas carrying? They are carrying 12 logs per car. So they are carrying 4 times as much as your standard skeleton can. Rubber train wheels go burr. Didn't the French do that? Like they have a metro system in their capital that has rubber tire trains? Let's go. I actually have enough money to buy a new locomotive. I'm gonna get a 4-6 over passenger service. And you're gonna leave the Hudson on the freight trains? Lamau. How much is Train Valley World? There were trains with rubber tires in the States, but they didn't do so well. Yeah, I'm not too surprised by that, to be frank. To be honest. $20 Canadian? No, that's not so bad. That's not so bad. It's probably like 15 bucks USD. $20 US? Oh man. They really went out of their way to make the price higher for the US. You know what? Good for them. Good for them. Mechanically, it gave smoother ride comfort, but that was it. I assume that it also gives better traction, but in turn, that also means more maintenance. Because you have to be replacing the rubber tires over time, you know? Excuse me. Atlantic versus Mogul, which is just better. Both of them have their uses. The Atlantic is generally better for high-speed passenger or express freights, but the Mogul is generally better for actually hauling tonnage. Not in game, admittedly, because the strongest Mogul is weaker than the weakest Atlantic. But actually, no, that's not true. Hold on, is that true? Yeah, that's not true, is it? The G25 is just less weight, and it has a better factor of adhesion. And it's only 600 pounds of tractive effort less. So really, it depends on what you're looking for out of your trains. Does the Atlantic have the firebox advantage because of the trailing wheels? Probably in real life. I don't know about in-game, though. I think in-game it's just a faster locomotive or something like that. Would depend on what class specifically. Yeah, exactly. It would depend on the class. But generally, Moguls are more better adhesion, more fuel efficient, stronger, but not better in the speed department. Exactly. The Atlantics beat the Moguls in speed, basically any day. Normally use the A26 for express/commuter service and the G25 for various freight drops. That is a good combo. And it's what I would do if I had an Atlantic. But I don't have an Atlantic. I probably never will. Considering mild salt over something. Actually, that's not true. I might eventually get a new save and specifically buy the Atlantic just to say that I've run it again. Imagine if Henry is an Atlantic like he was meant to be. Oh, there's a very easy way to imagine that. Double bacon. All you need to do is you need to take an HO scale Bachmann Thomas the Tank Engine Henry, and you need to take off its rear driver. And bam! Just make him shorter, make him stubby. Run a small railroad from Whittier to Bryson with the brewery mod installed. Passengers to Elo will be booming. Now for that Mudge, we need explosive. We need a dynamite factory. That's how passengers will be booming. Is the locomotive on the thumbnail a 440 or an Atlantic? The locomotive in the thumbnail is a 440. I have not run an Atlantic for like 5 months, 6 months. Just remember, wheel arrangement isn't everything. Berkshires have gone 70 miles per hour, Connies have worked on passenger service, and there are moguls stronger than certain articulateds. Well, yeah, but that's why we say generally, this is the circumstance. You know? There's almost always an exception to the rule, no matter what. This is the most exhilarating trade, just two two sets of log cars on either side of this diesel. 3-foot gauge 080 Camelback. Didn't that actually exist? I think Radio and I talked about that a little bit, because I was looking for slope-back tender engines. Because of the Cumberland shops introducing their 12-foot slope back. I myself like the A26 as it's an obscure Atlantic design that not a lot of people talk about. Yeah, I do like that part of the Atlantic. Well, I might have my quips about it because of someone actively asking me where it was every 5 minutes on streams. I do like that the Atlantic has such a quirky little design. It makes it kind of exciting to run, you know? It did, in the same company, Lackawanna Iron and Steel owned an adorable 040 Camel. Oh, wait a minute. No, I'm not thinking of the Lackawanna Iron and Steel. We were talking about the Tweetsie Railroad, actually. Apparently the Tweetsie had an 080, though it might have not been a Camelback 080. I feel like Henry Fisk with the bases he was given, honestly. Can't imagine him as an Atlantic. Honestly, same. He just feels right for the role. And admittedly, that might be because he was sort of built for the role as a character, in a way. But having him as another Pacific works really well. It's a 100% curse. A 2-foot gauge 2664 with a slopeback tender, a Camelback, and the rear set of drivers backwards, and it has attractive effort in the millions. I don't think that's physically possible. Because what railroad would buy something like that, right? First of all, how would you have attractive effort in the millions? You would have to have a high-pressure boiler, big pistons, and probably pretty small drivers, right? And your factor of adhesion would be nasty. You'd probably not be able to accurately, you probably have below a 4.0 FOA, and so you'd have wheel slip to all hell. And the Camelback tender, I understand that, like, I know the DNRGW had their Camelback or whatever, but on the, or not Camelback, sorry, slopeback tenders or whatever, on the K27s in the early days, but the slopebacks specifically have less water and make it harder for engines to run over long distances, so you wouldn't even be using the power of the tractive effort you have. So practically, that would not really be the best engine. Same one that proposed a 30-inch gauge 212-12-0 Mallet Garrett. Boiler over one set of drivers, tender over the front, second separate tender behind. Wow, that's an interesting idea. That is a jank idea. In 1982... You know, I'm glad some things never make it to preservation. I'm glad some things never leave the drawing board. For some reason, the 10-wheeler is just refusing to rotate. She's sliding and moving through the through sheer effing will. And I'm restarting because I just wasn't doing anything fast enough. So, Celestial, if I have any tip to give you, run smaller trains. Like, that's my general rule of thumb for, whatchamacallit, for OpenTTD, is stop trying to put all of your eggs into one basket and start trying to, split it up into multiple smaller jobs. Maybe multiple smaller jobs doing the same thing, maybe multiple smaller jobs doing different things, doesn't really matter. Just split your trains, you know? Hey, CP2816, welcome to the stream, welcome to the stream. The East Tennessee, it got Tennessee, I can't words. East Tennessee and West North Carolina is still one of my favorite railroad names. 3 of the 4 cardinal directions just need a southern in there somewhere. Yeah, next thing you know, they're also going to add the up and the down to it. East, north, south, west, up, down, left, right, forwards, backwards railroad. I'll give it a shot. Luckily, the locos in this game with higher capacity or lower capacity have a higher top speeds in this game, so you'll be able to get away with doing it better. Is basically what I'm hearing. You'll be getting the jobs done faster if you split them up. Let's go. Hey, yo, Katie, welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. I want to play this game. It looks cool. It's a lot of fun. It's a blast. It's very complicated, but very enjoyable. Buy a small line in Kentucky to be the South Kentucky, East Tennessee, and West North. I think you mean West North Carolina, not West North Tennessee? What's the last T they're supposed to be? Oh yeah, South Kentucky, East Tennessee, and West North Tennessee. Does mean I'm gonna have tons of Hudsons and linear A4s and freight trains. Hey, if it works, it works. The last T is turds, I meant to do C. Hey, you know what, Eon? That helps to expand the length of the railroad name. And maybe you can get the Guinness World Record for having the longest railroad name known to man. WSOR, Wisconsin and Southern, is one of my favorite railroads in Wisconsin. Well, yeah, it's Wisconsin. What? Oh, wait, no. I'm thinking of Wyoming. Hold on, never mind. I was gonna say, oh yeah, that's because it's the only railroad that's not a class 1 in this state, because nobody lives there. But I was gonna make the low-hanging fruit of Wyoming jokes, but no, that's the cheese state we're talking about. This is the Southern Northern Pacific Atlantic Railroad Corporation, Incorporated. West Nebraska and Southeast, the WN and SE. West North. Well, you don't have North in there. Why don't we go for something like the North Dakota, East South Dakota? I always forget about that really stupid sound effect that I've set up. Hey, Okada, welcome. Thank you for the membership. Welcome to Passenger. Welcome to the tier where you get access to emotes. For a second, I thought we gained a new engineer. Imagine just... Oh god, the mental image of echoing throughout the entirety of the railroad, everybody just hears, "I'm the daddy now!" It doesn't matter if you're in Almond, it doesn't matter if you're in Whittier, if you're in Silva, if you're in Andrews, you will hear that. As soon as a new engineer is hired. We have a lot of railroads in Wisconsin. Fun fact, only one is owned by the Genesee and Wyoming. I think the Genesee and Wyoming has a lot of states where they only own one railroad. It's like when someone on a Minecraft server kills the dragon every way. Exactly, exactly. Actually, wait. Oh, this is giving me such a... Eon, you saying that makes me want to go and make a mod for Minecraft that simply replaces the Ender Dragon kill sound with "I'm the daddy now." I know what I'm doing after the stream ends. Apparently, Genesee and Wyoming owns railroads in Australia. Yeah, and I think they also own railroads in the UK too. I don't remember the name of the company they own in the UK, nor the one they own in Australia. But yeah, they do have subsidiaries, international subsidiaries. I like your PNG for the live stream. Thank you, thank you. I'll let my friend know. I'll send you. I'll send her your compliments. I paid a good friend of mine to make this. Probably, but actually, how long has it been since I've been using a PNG tuber? A little over a year? Although, I guess we got the replacement recently, right? We got the new one a while back. Done draw. Oh yeah, right. You were working on the New York Central thing, right? That'll be fun to see how that turns out. I'm currently trying to get a librarian villager to trade mending, and while doing so, one of the options was Curse of Vanishing, and it's been so long since I heard of that, I forgot it existed. Oh, that's a mood. Dude, Curse of Vanishing, Curse of Binding, Pumpkin. Sorry, not Pumpkin, Jack-o'-lantern. My bad. Or not Jack-o'-lantern, wait. Is it a jack-o'-lantern? It doesn't have the light source, I guess. Whatever, the thing you put on your head. Another one I forgot exists. Curse of Binding! Curse of Binding is always fun. Especially when you can actually convince somebody to put on a Curse of Binding item. It's just really silly, really funny. Carved pumpkin. Yeah, there we go, there we go. That's the term. There we go. Cheese loading. Oh, wait, hold on. Hold on. I'll worry about that later. I'll worry about getting the refuel hopper refueled at a later date. Alright, we are full up. Let's go. I'm going to move the diesel over out of the way real quick, and then I think we can do a mainline run. I think we can do a drag with the logs real quick. Get that done and out of the way. Why is this one... Why does it want to go to upper logs? Yeah, there we go. That's better. Alright, chat. We have... I think we have a 210-2 and a C55-280. Which would you guys like to see more? Actually, hold on. I wonder, is the coal mine done loading yet? We could also take an H6. That's always an option. Maybe. For chance, making my own railroad in RSS. Hopefully the FRA finds out. You want the FRA to find out? You want the FRA to know that you're, you have an illegal railroad? Alright, the H6 is not available right now, unfortunately. We'll have to wait on that sucker. $210-2, $210-2, $210-2. C55. Wow, only one person wants the C55. Rest in pieces. Hi, Mudge. How's it going? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hold on. I don't think that's how people work. Oh, this is a perfect screenshot opportunity right here. He's a god, be careful. Well, the good thing about running the 210-2 is that it's already lined up out at the turntable, so I don't have to do anything. Oh, Putty's getting low. Uh-oh. She can probably make it up to a Larka, I think. But we'll have to worry about that sooner or later. Finally got a mending villager, but it requires 32 emeralds and I only have 10. Oh no, 16. Sorry, I misread. I'll get it eventually. Someday. 210-2 looks like it's from the Santa Fe. I mean, it is fitting because it is referred to in the game as the Santa Fe. Yeah, just zombify the bastard, then cure him. Exactly! See, Eon's got it. Eon understands. It is from the Santa Fe. I think they bought some for this area. I don't think they did, actually, Ethan. Or Mudge. I don't know. It feels weird to use your real name. I don't know. Because the main thing is, this is a very long and rigid wheelbase. And when you look at this branch line, there are some pretty sharp corners along it. Something like a 210-2 probably wouldn't have been the best at handling this terrain. Not to say it would have been bad, it just wouldn't have been great, you know? Should have been a 2442. A 2442 actually probably wouldn't have been powerful enough for this area. Because the 2442 is weaker than some of the 260s in the game. Alright, release the handbrake. Apply a handbrake. Cycle the marker lamps. Uncouple. Recouple. We're going to slap this on the back of our consist. Then we'll run around to the front, and then we will hightail it out of Bryson. Time to get the trusty 444-884-420. Hold on, let me go get the Spiceler. It'll be a 4-wheeled Heisler. But it'll have 2 million pounds of tractive effort. It's my new OC, please do not steal. Yeah, they're rebuilding the T1 is in the news from like 6 years ago. Yeah, the T1 stuff, it's been around for a while, hasn't it? Like, the T1 Trust has been around since the 2010s sometimes, sometime if memory serves me. You know what? Hold on, let me look that up. T1 Trust start date. No, I don't want Google AI BS. Oh, bro, wow, okay. Work started 10 years ago on that project. Apparently, they actually started, like, planning it and getting some of the basic work done all the way back in 2014. Yeah, no, it's still exciting news, don't get me wrong, but it's been around for a while now. Big Boy 4014 by then will probably be on display. That would be a, I'd be very impressed if the Big Boy 4014 was ever put on display. It's an operational steam engine, you know? Like, sure, they've kind of taken the 3986 or whatever out of service, and they haven't been running her for a while, but, you know, she's recently been donated to museums so they can restore her to operational condition. 210-2 in games from the Southern Railroad, TS class, if I remember correctly. Santa Fe, okay, Santa Fe is just the name of the wheel arrangement. Alright, alright. I wonder if they ran on this branch line, though. Because if they were a Southern Railway engine, then there probably is a good chance that they could have. But the question is, did they? Nope, to Google we go, I guess. Hopefully without the stupid AI assistant that it gave me 5 seconds ago. Always better to fact check and not act like your guess or deluded fictional reality you deep down know is wrong is absolute truth. That is so true, Celestial. It is important to make sure that you actually understand what the heck you were talking about. It's actually an SS class? What was the TS then? And no, they didn't run on the Murphy branch. Yeah, I figured as such. But you know what did? The H6! No, it probably didn't run on the Murphy branch. All things considered, I doubt it would have ran on the Murphy branch. Alright, full steam ahead, baby. $40.17 at the Green Bay Railroad Museum. The Union Pacific. Ooh. Is this like actually verifiable information? That they're having talks with operating another big boy? Because I feel like that would be a bit of a hard thing to do. There's a reason they donated the 3986 to another museum, right? Because they could only upkeep so many steam locomotives to this steam program. Heyo, Colorado, welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. Operations are going good today. We are, we did a lot of switching, and we are currently running a train with some logs and some random junk from Bryson back to the interchange. Biggest locomotive to go up the Murphy branch out in real life was the K's. Wait, really? Just the C-46? That was it? Okay, you know, that would actually be a really fun challenge playthrough then. If the biggest engines you're allowed to buy is the C-46 and the D-46, those are the strongest engines you're allowed, nothing above. No Jeeps. Jeeps are banned. Okay. Admittedly, Jeeps probably would have also ran on the branch, but that'd be boring. Run the funny steam engines. 3985. Oh, okay, my bad. I'm gonna start calling it 3987 instead. I feel like it's overkill to have more than one locomotive of a specific class operationally preserved. I disagree. I think that if there's only one locomotive, that means if you're a fan of that locomotive type, especially if it's a common locomotive, you're going to have to go very specifically out of your way to find it in one location. That doesn't feel right to me. Especially with how common some engines are, you know, like the USRA 060, a lot of 280s, 282s. I recognize that it does sometimes make it feel like there's an oversaturation of certain locomotive types, but it's also just the reality of how the railroads were ran back in ye olde days. As it turns out, it was 12 emeralds, not 32, and I just wasted like 10 minutes trying to get emeralds I didn't need, but it means I was able to get 2 mending books, but somehow the librarian got re-rolled. I just got 2 silk touch books. Yeah, one for your pickaxe and one for your shovel. Not only is 3985 being restored, but the 210-2 number 5511 is being restored as well. Wait, I thought it was a 412-2. I mean, I guess I'm not really the most cahoots. I don't really pay much attention to what engines are getting restored by the UP, and just in general, admittedly. I thought it was a little bigger than a 210-2. Though then again, a 210-2 also doesn't sound too out of line. Are you in my computer? Maybe. Maybe. Oh yeah, the 9000 series with 412 twos. Right. I forgot. My bad. Derailed my HS scale train. It was going a little too fast, and it went too fast in the curve, so it tipped over. Hopefully it didn't land on, like, the ground or something. Didn't fall to the concrete floor. That sucks. That hurts my soul whenever that happens. Why would they restore 412.2? They would only be able to run it in literally one place. Because funny! That's basically the only reason. Because funny. Layout is on a carpet and it killed 2 model people. Ah yes, the carpet, it has murdered people. Look out. Look out, guys. The carpet is alive. Very deadly. It's funny that some contests you pull in Rarity look like toy train sets, like a G16 with a 35-foot boxcar, a flat car, a gondola, and a starter caboose. You know that it is very true, though that only really happens when you're really getting started in the game, you know? Okay, we're lined for the main. All is well in the world. Where's Putty at? Where's Putty at? Is she at Alarky yet? She's only at Cochrane. Okay, I'm gonna slow down Putty. I'm gonna put her on 20-mile-an-hour speed limit, just for the court record, Mudge. Because we need her to not waste coal on this final stretch of the run. Me want to hear missile. I mean, we blew it a while ago. I'm coloring the thing with colored pencils, and to sharpen them I have to use my pencil sharpener that is made to look with the nose, and you stick the pencil up said nose. Just remember, kids, do not try this at home, or else you're going to send somebody to the ER. Please do not use your friend's nostrils to sharpen pencils. Like American train numbers are 4231, while in the UK it's like 50912. Yeah, in the UK where the number is series of locomotive followed by actual engine number. Meanwhile, here in the US, it's like, oh yeah, you bought your 7th engine? Well, just number it 7. You bought your 13th engine? Don't number it 13. Number it 14 instead, so you don't have to deal with the unluckiness of the number 13. It's made the consist and took a screenshot of it, posting into your server right now. Drumroll. Yeah, that really does look like a starter set, huh? I feel like the only way you could really make that better, Gilded, is if you were to replace the flat car either with a tank car or a hopper. Or maybe have a tank and a hopper instead of the flattened gondola. I feel like a tank, a gondola, and a boxcar, a caboose, and locomotive seem to be about quote-unquote right, though. Why did the New Haven have to scrap all but one of their steam locomotives so I can never come close to seeing an R3A than owning a model? Specifically, somebody went back in time to spite you, Celestial. In 5 years, you're going to do something that makes somebody hate you, and that person is going to go back in time and do something, specifically delete all the engines. To ruin your life. If you're in Japan, you go to the letter corresponding to the number of drivers. Interesting. Wait, so do Japanese locomotives start with a letter? Like, say, it would be a J, like J346, for example? And so the J would identify the wheel arrangement as, like, say, a Pacific, for example, just random example. And then the number 346 is just what the number that they had for it or whatever. That's kind of neat, actually, if that is the case. Considering that the TNT was built to haul borax ore, you can say the gondola carries the borax, a boxcar mining supplies, and a flat car carrying mine shaft supports. Exactly. Exactly. That's basically what I'm doing on the Laminin Port Caroni with the coal mines, you know. We have the gondolas, but then we occasionally will serve the mine with box cars and stake flats. Aha, class number so you get C for the type of locomotive, then you get a number for the class number, and then you'd get the actual locomotive number. Okay, okay. That's actually pretty neat. I like that. How many times have you derailed in this game? I have lost track. I do not count anymore. What the... Why? Who put Norby on the front of a single boxcar that's only going from East Whittier Interchange to Whittier? Why is there a caboose on the back of this? Lamau. That's glorious. In France, you just count the axles. 240p, 480. There's also, personally, I think, while the white notation is classic, I personally like the German lettering system. It's a little weird, and it took me some time to actually learn how it works, but basically... Oh, are we not on an interchange track? Wait a minute. Oh, we're not, are we? Oh, we're gonna have to back this up. Whatever, I'll deal with that in a minute. Anyways, the system is if the axle... They count the number of axles. And if an axle is unpowered, it is a number, and if an axle is powered, it is a letter. And the letters go A, B, C, D, you know, etc. So, for instance, this would be a 1E1. Because you have one unpowered axle, 5 powered axles, so letter E, 5th letter in the alphabet, and 1 unpowered axle at the back. And if we were to go over here, for instance, to this locomotive, Norvi, this would be a 1D, because it is 1 axle up front, and then 4 powered axles, and we don't count the lack of a trailing axle. This doesn't matter. If there's no trailing axle, you just don't list anything, you know? What are all the locomotives' names? 1 second. We have... well, we can go into the equipment tab. Actually, we can't take a peek because it's a little bit jank here. We have, up here, we have Pertha. This was originally Bertha, but when she was a 284. But now she's a 210-2, and so we decided to just name her Pertha for no good reason. Alright, uno momento. So an 060 is just C. Exactly, Celestial. An 060 is just C. Alright, so we have Pertha as number 6. We have Norvi as number 2. We have, in the sheds here, we have 2 locomotives. I can't see them very well. One of them is Holly. Holly is a 210-0. And the other one is Conifer, though her name is shortened into Connie due to name length limitations. She's number 9 and number 3. Then we have in Bryson, we have Pip, Pep, and Pap. Or Pip, Pop, and Pap, I think it is. These are all the Greater Bryson District Terminal locomotives. Over here is Pop, and then Pap should be over here. Or, sorry, Pip. God. Slug is the C-55. Then we have the Diesels, Millie, Molly, and Tori. These 3 are a permanent lash-up. We also have, up in Robinson's Gap, we currently have ourselves Humdinger, who I haven't actually set for Ashland Pacific. Operations, Tranquilor, Ashland Pacific. Bam. Humdinger. Then we have, down in Cochrane, we have Forget-Me-Not. And lastly, we have 2 engines in Alarka. Wait, we have 2 engines in Alarka? Oh, right. In Alarka, we have Putty, who is our passenger engine, and we have Vixen, who is our 282, which is probably going to be replaced pretty soon. Because we're planning on getting an H9, and the 282 is just, she's just the weakest engine. I don't know what else to say. Let's see, after a shunter falls off a wharf in the harbor, I see a sea in the sea! But tis. C for cute little doot. Learn the alphabet with your railroad. A is for Appalachian Coal Companies. C, or B, what would B be for? I know C would be for coach. D would be for derailment. E, what would E be for? What wheel config is Z? I wouldn't know. Unless you're talking about the German config, in which case the German config for Z would technically just be an 026 0. Or no, not an 026, sorry, 052 0. E is for engineer, you're absolutely correct. F is for freight. G is for good work, I guess? That would be an easy and sort of cheesy thing to do. G is for grade. Gradient. There we go. There we go. G is for gradient. We're American. What are you talking about, Celestial? G is for American. What tomfoolery. Okay, Walker upper logs. What is this car for? It is for upper logs? Okay. We'll just repurpose one of the cars for upper logs to lower logs. H? What's H for? H is for helper? I is for industrial. H is for highball. Highball's good. Heavy drag freight is not bad. Thanks for the idea. You're welcome. H is for Hiawatha. I don't want something... I feel like if we're actually going to make this into a book of any kind, I feel like it would be better to leave out any specific railroads and instead just focus on generic terms that could be generally applied to railroading. I like highball, though. Highball's good. J... J is for Jesus Christ, we're jumping the rails. B for boiler explosion. Nah. The question is, are we doing this to be a really stupid joke children's book, or are we doing this to be a serious children's book? Because there are two very different results. J is for John. A, Johnson Bar. K. Hiawatha is not a railroad, it is owned by the Milwaukee Road. That's exactly the point I was trying to make, 2816. The problem is not that it is the Milwaukee, but it is a flagship for the Milwaukee. It is exclusive to the Milwaukee Road. No other railroad's really called anything the Hiawatha. K for coal. The children, they yearn for the coal mine. What about Amtrak? Amtrak just took over names from the old railroads. The fact that two separate railroad services used it, oh no, that's so generic, we can totally use it. Nah, that doesn't work for me. I'm looking for terminology that could apply to most any railroads, not just to one or two specific ones. M equals Milwaukee. That is exactly what I just said I didn't want to do. JK, L. What comes first? L. What would L be? M for Mason Bogey. That's not a bad... Oh, you know what M should be? M should be male. L for locomotive. Yes, L for locomotive. There we go. That's a good one. What's N? What would N be? LMNOPN. Pulling blanks. N for... Oh, narrow gauge. That's a good one. Is anybody writing this down, by the way? If not, I should be. Hold on, let me... No, I'm sorry, I don't want your package yet. Okay. A is for... Wait, Perth has stopped for Fusee already? Why is there Fusee over here? That's weird. Q is for quadruplex. Let's just go ahead and solve that problem. Yeah, the Belgians, hold on. Get their engine hidden into the book. We might have to restart and redo a couple of these. Hold on, let me write them all down that I know of. M is for manifest, freight. Actually, I might just leave it as manifest. H is for highball. J for Johnson bar. L for locomotive. E for engineer. N for narrow gauge. Man, I've forgotten a lot of these already. Are those log cars modded? Yes, they are. We are running the I think it's MVR's log car pack. It comes with like 3 to 4 extra log cars that you can use with varying capacities. We personally use the really high capacity ones, not because we're lazy. Okay, it's partially because we're lazy. But the main reason is because we like running trains down the main line between Bryson, to Walker. And so because of that, we like having cars that feel like they fit better on the main line, you know? And also, we're running this at tier 5, and this just makes our life easier. R is for railroad, or we could do R is for railroad. T for train, obviously. U for... We're gonna have a lot to get through. Z is for Zoinks, Scoob, a ridiculously sharp bend. Have you played with the JNR mod engines? There's loads of them out now. Nope. I might eventually start a playthrough where we focus on the JNR engines, but I'm doubtful, you know. Okay, that's set up. Go ahead and drop a fusee. S is for signal, F is for foamer. Hold on, let me jot these down. Oh, F is for freight already, though. What do we do for the first couple? B is for boiler. A for what? C for what? D for what? Oh yeah, C is for coach. C is for coach. D for dispatch. I like that one. That's a good choice. Oh wait, D was for derail, wasn't it? I'm a hop off. Alright, take care, 2816. Take care. Thanks for tuning in for a bit. I think T for train is way too easy and uncreative. Yeah, but that's the name of the book. You just name it T for train, and that's how you sell it. We could also do R for railroad, but... I wonder why New York Central Ghost of the Rails is playing rent-free in my head. Totally doesn't have anything to do with my art project. My life in a nutshell. Alright, we got more switching to do? No, it seems... Huh. Seems that somebody's already done most of the switching here in Whittier. Strange. I mean, there's still a little bit left to do, and I'll handle that, but... Fascinating. S is for scrap. W is for wreck. God, the last few letters in the alphabet is gonna be hard to do. How do we do X? How do we do Y? How do we do Z? You know? X is for extra service. Hey, yo, Nick, welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. Y is for... Oh, Y is for yard. You are absolutely correct. I just marked that down as X is for yard. I'm an idiot. That is not correct. Y is for yard. There we go, that's better, that's better. X for Xing. Hey, that's true, that's a good one. X marks the spot where we spot the cars. Can't have improper grammar in a kid's book. I mean, we could. We could make an entire book for kids about internet slang and how to use it properly without getting offensive. Okay, what about O? I feel like O shouldn't be too hard to do. P could be for passenger. I'll mark that down for now. No. What are you talking about? What's so bad about that terrible idea? Well, before we explore that rabbit hole, S is not for skimming. That wasn't what I was thinking of, but now that you said it, I think I have to do that. Now that it's been mentioned, I have to make you all hate me. I'm required. I am obligated. O is for operations. Operations, offload, those are good ideas. I think I like operations better. Okay, what about G? What about I? G and I. We need to get those done. I is for interchange. I is for... Oh, interchange is a good one. We did industrial before, but... Interchange is perfect for this. Intermodal could also work. I'll mark that down, too. G is for ghost train. It can't be a children's book without making them afraid for their lives. Dude, I used to think there was a ghost train in our neighborhood, but now that I look back, I realize it was just my parents snoring. and sometimes there was a train horn in the distance, but really the only reason I had that nightmare was for was specifically because my parents were snoring too loud. G was, oh yeah, G for grade. G for grade. So now we have A, K, Q, U, V, X, and Z. Those are our leftovers, chat. That's what we got to deal with. Oh, W for whistle, W for whistle. Oh wait, I've already done W. I can mark it down, though, because W was wreck previously, and I think whistle is better. A is for Atlantic. I think we could probably go for something a little more generic than that. I was in a nursery. I used to think there was a tank engine in the abandoned shed after watching Grandpa. Oh, switch against. Oh, my bad, my bad. That's why I didn't get a notification for the engine. There we go, that's better. A for arrival. That's not a bad one. I'll mark that down. I don't think it's perfect, but it's a good start. Alright, so K, Q, U, V, X, Z. V could be something silly, like very steep, I guess. Alright, I'm gonna line Hertha so she can make it into the sheds at Whittier. We'll give her her own track. K's for Knuckles. Oh, you're... K's for Knuckles from Sonic the Hedgehog. Don't ask how we got the licensing for him. I don't frankly know. Is it weird that part of me wishes I wasn't as knowledgeable about trains as I am so I could learn it all again? Nah, I totally understand that. There's a certain charm and whimsy to doing something for the first time. And you can never do that experience twice. You can never reach a point in your life where you have forgotten... Well, actually, okay, maybe dementia can help with that. But the nostalgia of playing a game for the first time... Very, 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 very difficult to recreate. We blatantly stole cropped fan drawings of Knuckles, and that's how we did it. Yeah, pay no attention to the faces that he's making, kids. Though that's not relevant to the material. Just look at the fact that we have Knuckles from your favorite game, Mario, right? Alright, Q, U, V, X, Z. I feel like U should not be hard to figure out. But I can't figure it out, you know? Like, there should be some low-hanging fruit that's super easy to realize, but what is it? What is U? Underframe? Uncouple? Underneath? Under something? U is for U-derail. Nice job, loser. That came out of nowhere. Ow. Sorry about that. I would have muted myself if I'd noticed, but... had less than a second to react. U is for underpaid. U is for underpowered. Let's think, what else could there be? U is Union Pacific is not that vague. That is true, but I feel like there might be a requirement for name licensing there. U is for underpass. That could work. And now, U is for underpass, while I do admit it probably wouldn't be the most informative thing, you could make a killer train drawing of a steam locomotive going underneath a small highway with some people taking pictures up top. That would be perfect for the, for a picture for the book. Like, you just have the train running through a little cutting that sneaks underneath a highway, small highway. I want to do the art for some of these if you're going to have multiple artists, because I don't want to it at all. What? Huh? I'm confused what you mean here, Celeste. Was M male? Yes, M was for male. It'd probably be something like a railway post office car with a cutaway looking in. We could have Q just be quite unfortunate that we could not figure out something for this. Q is such a strange letter, but it exists, and we have to respect it. Hello, Josh. Josh, welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. Just wanted to say that I've watched a few of your streams and have enjoyed them. You were part of the reason, A, that I decided to get this game. Hey, glad to hear you enjoy the streams, and glad to hear that this got you interested in playing Railroader. Hope you're enjoying your time here. Hope you're enjoying your time in the game. P is for precision scheduled railroading. The thing that'll blow up your neighborhood. Yeah, hold on. Let's recreate the entirety of a Norfolk Southern derailment in the middle of a children's book. That sounds like a great idea. Totally not going to traumatize people. What's V going to be? V is for Vanderbilt Tender? I don't know, that feels a little weird. That feels a little forced. Forgot to remove my brewery. Oh no, Mudge. Not the desync. Valve gear. Oh, that's genius. That's genius. Valve gear. Yes. Jotting that one down real quick. Can't believe it. How'd I not think of that? That's such low-hanging fruit. Oh, well, okay, maybe it's not complete low-hanging fruit, but I feel like I should have figured that out at some point. Easy for me to spend all dang day and night playing. Yeah, I know that feeling all too well. This is definitely a game to get lost in the sauce with. In a good way, in a good way. Alright, we have 4 letters. We still have Q. God, Q is going to be so hard to do. We have X, Z, and U. E is for error. I don't know what that has to do with trains, but it's a funny joke, right? So what you're telling me, Jack, is that we're going to put a page in the book that's just going to have the default CSGO textures? You know what? I'm game. I'd do that. Okay, I'd probably go for engineer. Engineer feels a little more fitting, but it would be funny to have just the default, just purple and black CSGO textures or whatever. Dropped a link in the Discord general channel. Okay, okay. Ooh! Stumbled across this for looking for something for Q. Ooh, BNSF has already done this. Man, we've been beaten to the punch. Some interesting choices here. D is for diamond. What did we do for D? Dispatcher. I think I like Dispatcher a little better, but D is for Diamond isn't a bad one either. E is for Eagle Eye. G is for Gandhi Dancer. G is for Great. It's slightly better, I think. Hand shoes? What is a hand shoe? Well, it's just a glove. I mean, okay, sure, that works, but that's not what I was expecting when you said hand shoes. K is for knuckle. L is for light engine. So some of the BNSF ones are very them specific. Yeah, very much, very much. Q train is one of about 20 train symbols we use internally to identify the type of train. It's for the guaranteed intermodal service train. Z is for zigzag, another word for... Isn't a zigzag also the term for, like, a specific railroad crossing signal, though? I feel like I've heard that before. Or is it a wigwag? It's a wigwag, isn't it? Not a zigzag, my bad. Sounds similar, slightly different. What is U going to be? Is U just going to be underpass? Is that just what it's going to wind up being? Is that what we're going to wind up doing for it? Also, just fair warning, I am going to end the stream a little bit early today. There's something I kind of need/want to do. We probably won't be reaching the 4-hour mark. In fact, we'll probably be ending in just a few minutes here. I'll at least get the cabooses stored away properly before we completely just jump the gun and die instantly. I'm getting hungry anyway. Perfect, perfect. Then we both have things to do. Wait, did we put on... What whistle do we have in this engine right now? Okay, just a Baldwin Hooter. I thought it was the V&T one chime. I was afraid that we had just gone with the V&T one chime on this little goober. Alright, we'll grab this caboose, we'll grab that caboose, we'll shove him over on the caboose track, and, yeah. Man, this is... I guess this technically means we're going to have to do another session to finish all of the work today, but you know what? That's fine, I accept this, I take the L. Next stream is going to be called A Long Day Squared. Yeah, next stream is going to be just LOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOO U is for unreliable piece of censored by YouTube. Didn't even show up in chat. I can only read that because it showed up in the little UI over here in the corner. Also, I just realized, hold on. Properties. I forgot to re-enable this. I'm sorry that my cursor is invisible. Can't believe I didn't notice that for this long. How many streams has it been? 2, 3? Wow, I'm stupid. Gonna go make food? Alright, take care, Mudge. Take care. Probably see you in the middle of the week when we wrap up this day in game. It is for utility. That could be something. U is for your shoes are untied. You know, I am gonna swap T for tank engine now rather than for train. Because I feel like that does fit better. We'll just make the book just title something like L is for locomotive or R is for railroad. Not fill the whole thing with air, just the front segments. Clear those marker lights. We have the title be T is for train, but in the book T is for tank engine. No, T is for tricked ya. You thought there was gonna be train here. Nope, there's nothing. We didn't even put anything down for T. Not even the one that's on the title of the book. Screw you. Chumps. Written out in that very specific language of, and I quote, "Screw you, chumps." Okay, I figured out something we could do for Q. Q could be for quality. I don't think that's a great option, to be honest, but it's effective, you know, it works-ish. Because you could say, oh, the railroads give quality service to many customers around the country. Something like that, you know? It's the only thing I can really think of for Q. I'm gonna mark that down. V for Vendetta. We'll have C will be for cookie. It's good enough for me. Q, oh, Q for quill. Whistle quill. That's actually pretty good. I'll mark that down as an alternative. We'll have to finish off the last couple of letters. V is for the specific organ the people in the 1800s thought would fall out of on trains for some reason. V. I don't know what that one is. All I can think of is vehicular manslaughter for some reason. V could be for vehicle, though. That could be a really good one. You don't know about that. I know about the fact that people were afraid that certain organs would fall out. But I just don't know what organ starts with V. That's the part I'm confused by. Alright. I'm gonna end the stream a little early today. Sorry, chat, but, I have things I want to do. Lady parts? Oh, I see! Yeah, let's just have those ripped out at high speeds. I can see why you would avoid saying that on YouTube. Yeah, that makes sense. What a note to end stream on, huh? Thank you all for tuning in. It has been fun as always. I will see you all. Hopefully, we will have 2 videos out tomorrow relating to ON30 model railroading. There's going to be one short form. I know the short form is going to happen because I finished it a week ago. There was just a power outage going on, and I very specifically needed to cite something off of a website, so I couldn't get it done in time. Hopefully, we'll have another video too, a long form one. But either way, I will see most of you on Friday. Probably also see a lot of you on Sunday. Take care and have a good end to your summer, everybody. Cheers, folks.